Okay, as you guys know, UFC Rio got announced like a few days ago. And honestly, I don't really like it. I honestly don't. First of all, because it's a very quick turnaround. This is a very quick turnaround, and we know how fast turnarounds end up. It ends up in front of the fighters being flatline KO'd. Look at Volkanovski against Islam. He got KO'd by Islam. Then Volk went to fight Ilia. Guess what happened? He got knocked the fuck out. Sorry. But yeah, especially against somebody like Fiziev. Fiziev is a very good striker. He arguably won the first fight against Gaethje. So, yeah, fast. But somebody's probably gonna bring up the fact that Alex Pereira also had a quick turnaround. For example, he got flatline KO'd by Adesanya. Then he made a fast turnaround against Jan Blachowicz, which he won, by the way. That's different because the reason he got knocked out is like it's a weight issue, but whatever. Let's say this Charles is the same Charles we had against Ilia. Yeah, he's still getting KO'd by Fiziev. I mean, bro, this isn't the same Charles anymore. This isn't the Charles that has a decent chin. This isn't the Charles that we saw against Michael Chandler the first time. This is a Charles that's a shell of his former self. Because they probably booked it in Rio because this fight is like gonna be the retirement fight of Oliveira. Because this fight is probably gonna be his retirement fight, especially because it's in Rio. And Fiziev, he looked amazing against Bahamondes. He looked crisp. He looked comfortable on the feet. I mean, he always does. But he has a lot of power. And Charles does have issues against people who are like shorter, more stockier, with a lot of power. For example, his first fight against Michael Chandler, even a second fight. But in the first fight, he did get rocked, almost got finished. I mean, the second fight was even worse. Imagine you dominate dominate. The second fight against Michael Chandler, that was the weirdest fight. That was the weirdest Charles fight ever because he didn't look like the Charles that we're used to. He didn't look like that berserker guy. He just looked calm. He looked way too calm for a Charles fight. He looked slower. He's getting older. Though Charles is 35 or something. Yeah, he's 35, and Fiziev is 32. But yeah, Charles is getting KO'd by Fiziev. I said it like 100 times. But, yeah. And now let's talk a little bit more about Fiziev. So Fiziev, he's a very good Muay Thai striker. And if Charles comes out in the first round, striking with Fiziev, we're gonna see this again. Yeah, we're gonna see Charles get flatline KO'd for the second time. Honestly, he's gonna get KO'd again if he strikes with Fiziev. If he decides to grapple, that's another story because Fiziev's grappling, not that good, pal. He's not a guy in grappling. But if Charles has a game plan similar to the Poirier fight, he's getting KO'd again, and this is going to be the fight. This is going to be the best version that we're going to see of Fiziev. And it's going to be the worst version we're going to see of Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira, honestly, I feel bad for the dude. And also, another reason why I don't like this fight is I thought we're going to see Max Holloway against Charles Oliveira. And honestly, I'm kind of happy for Charles that didn't happen. Because Max looked amazing against Dustin. He looked quick. He looked fast. Boom, boom, boom. That the final 10 seconds... Charles isn't getting at the final 10 seconds with Max Holloway. Let's be honest. And another reason why Charles is getting finished in this fight, because we saw Poirier almost finish him. We saw Justin almost finish him. We saw Islam dropping him and then finishing him with a choke. And as you guys know, we saw Ilia KO him brutally. And this has to be maybe the most brutal knockout I've ever seen. I could debate that this knockout of Ilia versus Charles was more brutal than the Michael Chandler knockout against Dan Henderson, I think. Way more brutal. Way more. One, too. That's all Ilia did. But Charles was knocked out with the first front that with the first punch that connected. Like that left hook he landed, he was already KO'd. If Ilia didn't throw that second hook, Charles would have been flatlined to the ground. That's honest truth. And now I think this fight is gonna go if Charles Oliveira wins. If he comes up with a good game plan, which is probably something like getting a early takedown on Fiziev and finishing him early with a choke, getting him on his back, pulling guard like he always does. Those gay guard pullers. um, yeah, if Charles wants to win this, he needs to have a good game plan against Fiziev. He needs to take him down early. He needs to finish him. He needs to take him somewhere where Fiziev isn't used to being there. Because, yeah, Fiziev, he's a very bad at the ground. He's one of the worst fighters on the ground in the entire UFC. I'm pretty sure Justin Gaethje took him down. If Justin Gaethje takes you down, I'm gonna take you down. Nope, nope. That was a joke. I'm not taking that Fiziev. Um, but yeah, this is a very bad retirement fight for Oliveira. Um, honestly, why a better fight would have probably been something like a Mateus Gamrot against Oliveira, because Mateus Gamrot isn't flatlining anybody. He isn't. But I'm happy Fiziev is getting a shot because I really like Fiziev. He's a very good fighter. He's a very good Muay Thai fighter. Um, so yeah, we're gonna see Charles flatline KO again, sadly. But have a good day, everyone. Bye.